Hello friends, my name's Emile and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 1. Today we're continuing on with a Let's Play. This is episode 12 and in today's episode we are going to be going back into the special events and doing UK versus Japan. Now I may have represented Japan in the last race, however in this race I'm going to represent England because, Great Britain. And we are going to be using a TVR Cerberus because, well, this is pretty much the best car the English ever made. And let's go ahead and purchase this amazing vehicle there and then. And, well, let's not sell it. Actually, we get quite a lot of money for selling it. Kind of interesting. What's the racing mod look like on this vehicle? Oh, it's the LM car. Actually, to be honest with you, I think I've got to go for that. So let's put some weight reduction on this thing. Bear in mind, of course, that this thing is already ridiculously light. I'm sure the weight reduction is going to make this thing stupendously light. It's going to be ridiculous. Right, what colour? I kind of want to go with that, to be honest with you, so let's do that. There we go. So I think in, oh wait, no, we can't turbocharge a TVR, never mind. So I think when this car went over to Gran Turismo 2, they actually used a different racing mod for this vehicle. They didn't use the one in this game, which is a little bit strange. Before I forget, actually, unlike last time, let's stick racing tyres on this thing from the start, because my god, we are going to need them, because it's a TVR. Right, back to the engine stuff, computer, yeah, let's do that. Port grinding, 384 horsepower. So we're not going to be ridiculously quick when it comes to power, however, I'm kind of hoping when it comes to weight and handling, we will definitely have the advantage. Our final power will be 436 horsepower. Not a ridiculous amount, but there you go. Also, before we go on to anything, I'm also going to put the brake balance controller in, because I think I'm going to set this vehicle kind of like I did the Subaru last time, so we are going to balance the brakes correctly. I'm also going to stick the racing suspension on this. Maybe a lot of money, but still, we've got oh, actually, we haven't even got that much money left. Well, that's a kick in the head. Oh well, may have to go and make some money off camera. There we go, racing gearbox. Our final car is 436 horsepower and 957 kilograms. So not quite as light as I was really expecting it to be, but I guess it'll still do pretty darn decently. Let's go into the Anglo-Japanese Sports Car Championship. Why did I almost call it the Anglo-Saxon? Anyways. Let's head into this. It is loading, because of course it is. It's Gran Turismo. Actually, the stream still looks relatively healthy. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's exit out here, because I don't do the qualifying, because I don't see the point of doing the qualifying. I think you do make extra money from doing qualifying, but yeah. Anyways, let's check the grid. Okay, so there's a Griffith, which weighs a lot less and has about the same amount of power. There's a Supra, there's a Honda NSX, there's a DB7, which is going to probably be last place. So the car to watch out for here is probably the TVR and the Supra. Before we get into the race though, change this vehicle up a little. Actually, to be fair, let's just lower the ride height just that little bit. Brakes, I am going to put 10 on the front and 6 on the rear. Gear ratio should be fine, hopefully, for now. We are going to up the downforce on this vehicle because it will need it. Come on, there we go. Okay, right, there we go. Luckily, no Subaru rally car has decided to show up for this event. Oh yeah, we're going to Trial Mountain 2 again. Hopefully this isn't just the same bloody tracks as the last racing series, otherwise it's going to be embarrassing. Oh, it's so nice to have a car which doesn't have any turbo lag. That's great. Let's go, go, go. I did definitely put racing tyres on this, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, so there's the DB7. I mean, DB7 was a potential car. Ooh, that NSX looks very, very nice indeed. The DB7 was a potential thing for this episode. Ultimately, I decided against the DB7 just because DB7 weighs a little bit more than I probably would like. Oh, this vehicle again is a lovely handling vehicle, and it's already taken the Griffith I was worrying about. So yeah, we have another excellent handling vehicle, which is completely fine by me. I do actually kind of like the way the TVR's Cerberus race mod's gone. Admittedly, I would have probably liked to run this vehicle stock. The issue I've got is you can't adjust the downforce while the vehicle's stock, and that was something I was really needing to alter Admittedly, unlike the Legacy, I shouldn't really have an issue with straight line speed. I'm fairly certain... Nope, Cerberus only 5 speed. Huh. So, I guess... Actually, when did 6 speeds really become a thing? Because I only think it's over, like, around the early 2000s, most sports cars start having 6 speeds, which sounds weird today when you consider... I mean, I think the Jeep Renegade had like a 9-speed automatic gearbox for reasons I don't quite understand. I mean, at that point you may as well just put bloody CVT in the damn thing. Ooh, there we go. Interesting hops over the things again. Still, it's really, really nice to drive, actually. This, I don't know if it's quite as good as my Griffith. You see, the thing with the Griffith compared to the Cerberus is the Griffith did have the straight line speed. The Griffith was stupidly quick. And to be honest with you, I think the Cerberus might handle slightly better, but it won't handle a ridiculous amount better, so I don't think it's a bad vehicle to go with. Hopefully it can make us money, because otherwise we're going to have a bit of egg on our face for the next race, because of course I won't actually have a vehicle to use, because yeah, I don't really have all that much money, so I may need to unfortunately do some money grinding off camera, which yeah, I don't really want to, but I mean, I guess I haven't really got much choice in the matter. Or I could just sell a few things in my garage. I'm sure there's a few vehicles which I could do with selling off. Also, by the way, another great song. Gran Turismo 1 really did have a good soundtrack compared to GT2, which yeah, soundtrack not great, unless of course you live in the US, in which case your soundtrack was bloody brilliant. Oh god, okay, so I still don't understand, there's two things I still don't understand about Gran Turismo 1, the brakes and the suspension. And I don't really know why it was called the Real Drive, or why it earned the tagline of Real Driving Simulator when the cars did that. Then again, I guess it has probably the best handling model of any game that I've driven from the 90s so far, so I mean, what was I playing the other day? Destruction Derby Raw, which I've added to my LP list. Turns out that game's fantastic, I remember it very well. I'll probably stream it at some point. That game's great. The issue it has is the handling is a little bit, I don't know, what's the best way to say it? The handling is a little bit featureless. I mean, I guess that's one way I could put it. It isn't great. I guess that's also another way I could put it. So I'm kind of curious to see what price car I'm going to earn from this event. Now, I earned the FTO LM edition last time, which is a car I'm going to use at some point. I don't know whether I should expect like an English. I don't think they ever did like their Japanese LM editions. I think the LM edition, oh sorry, the UK LM editions, I'm fairly certain there was only like Japanese LM editions in this game. Yeah, we'll have to see. Of course, TVR Cerberus did get turned into the LM edition when it came to Gran Turismo 2. Unfortunately, I didn't unlock it when I was... Oh, Jesus, we just utterly destroyed the field. Surprisingly, the Griffith didn't come second, though. That is interesting. Unfortunately, I would kind of like a TVR 1-2 finish, but it probably won't happen, because, unfortunately, the other TVR isn't quite as good as the mighty Cerberus. Either way, we get 10 grand, and we head on to our next session, which hopefully doesn't go to Special Stage Route 5, otherwise we are not going to be looking particularly good. Oh hey, I think this might be the same track list as in the last episode. Oh boy. I apologise to the people watching this on stream, because I'll probably... yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all of these sort of little national events all in one thing, so we'll also do the... I think it's US versus UK. I think we'll do that one next. Hopefully I'll get a vehicle at some point that can do that. There's a Mazda Cosmo which is leaning over. Aston Martin DB7, again, awesome car, love the DB7, absolutely adore the DB7. I would kind of like to earn a DB7 in this game, however the DB7 does cost an awful lot of money, and it isn't, I mean it's okay as a race car, it isn't ridiculously effective though. More bounces over those curves. You see, the curve bounces I get, the actual just like, if you turn in for too long, bounces that you get are a little bit dodgy. But, I mean, admittedly it is kind of funny to see it. It is a little bit frustrating when you're leading the race and the bounces lead to bad things happening, but yeah, still it's pretty cool. The chat is pretty dead at the moment, which is fair enough. Gives me time to focus on the racing. Although admittedly, at this point I do kind of have this track basically on the back of my mind, because, well, Special Stage Route 5 is a track which I've raced around many a time. Still cock it up from time to time, mind, because, well, it's me driving, but it's definitely a thing that I have tattooed on the back of my brain. It's awesome. I love Special Stage Route 5. Again, I think I prefer the Clubman stage just because it's a little bit shorter, and Special Stage, there are a few problematic corners, but I mean, it's still a pretty amazing fictional track for what it is. Of course, Gran Turismo 1 does not have any real world tracks. That was Gran Turismo 2, which introduced Laguna Seca to the series for the first time, and I'm not sure, did Gran Turismo 3 have any licensed tracks? I don't know if they officially licensed Monaco. I know they made a basic copy of Monaco. I don't know if it was actually a licensed thing, or whether they just genuinely decided to pretty much recreate that track. Also, strange brake lean to the right there. I think having this brake balance controller on board really does help with the whole braking issues that I was having with the previous vehicles in this LP, especially on the normal car. Actually, yeah, the normal car Cup I was having issues when it came to the when I was trying to use the GTO for that thing. I don't think the Viper had any issues of any sorts when it came to that. Anyway, still, we are doing pretty darn well, if I do say so myself. We are going on to the last lap. Admittedly, this cup is actually a lot shorter than I was expecting it to be. I was expecting these to sort of be 5 laps, 5 races. But no, it's just 3 laps, 5 races. Pretty bog standard stuff, which is fine by me, of course. I mean, anything I can do to alleviate another 2 laps of Special Stage Route 11 is obviously a good thing. At least it is to me. We are flying around this track though. If anyone actually remembers any of the Pacific lap times I set in the Legacy, I'd be kind of curious to see how the Cerbera compared to the Legacy. If anyone in chat remembers what sort of times I was setting. Actually, I guess High Speed Ring is probably the best place to test that. I think I got 52 seconds around there was probably my quickest time. So we'll have to check that when we get there. We'll come through here, there we go. Through there. I mean, I could have taken that a little bit better, although, to be fair, that was pretty flawless. That tap on the wall was not flawless, because it wasn't very good. And as we rush down to the finish line, there we go. Awesome. Also, if I didn't tap that wall, that would have probably been a quick lap time. Oh boy, another 10,000 credits have been claimed. So let's move on to the next session, which goes to either High Speed Ring or Grand Valley East, because I remember the way you do the tracks. Or it's High Speed Ring. Okay. So yeah, this is the same track list as the last. Ooh, God. Apologies to anyone's ears there. That wasn't a particularly smart thing to do, but there you go. Anyways. Let's head into the next race, High Speed Ring. Hopefully should do pretty well at High Speed Ring. I do have a decent amount of straight line speed. I think the Griffith is probably the car. I would say he's going to do very, very damn well out here considering its straight line speed. Then again, I mean, the NSX could also surprise us because the NSX is decently quick in a straight line. I think the Supra is... Actually, no. I think the Supra and the Griffith have almost the same amount of power, so... I don't know which one's really going to win out of those two. We'll have to sort of wait and see, I guess. Right, there we go. Top the... Ooh, that NSX is definitely going up on a few wheels. I would kind of like to use that NSX, actually, to be honest with you, because I really like the look of that car. But I don't really know where I could get away with using it, to be perfectly honest with you. Right, past the Griffith, a little bit on 2 wheels there, but nothing ridiculous, which is nice. Right, come on, TVR. There are people behind us. Admittedly, they're not ridiculously quick, so that's fine by me. Right, oh, 58 seconds on the first lap, by the way. I think the Legacy definitely set a 59 second on its opening lap. Admittedly, the Legacy did take a while to get its arse off of the line. That was really the big issue with that vehicle turbo. Like, this vehicle has nowhere near the turbo. Like, I actually think this vehicle is pretty close on statistics to the Legacy as well. Admittedly, this hasn't got the four-wheel drive system that vehicle had, but there you go. Just trying to itch my upper lip there. Right. Here we go through here. A little bit of bouncing, a little bit of grass miscommunication there. Right. We are still in the lead. We are going to set a 52.6. Which isn't a bad time for high-speed ring, especially, I mean, this vehicle gear ratio wise is also pretty damn good for this track. The Legacy was just about topping out. I think the Legacy may have been a little quicker in a straight line though, but I'm not too fussed, to be perfectly honest with you, because we are winning, so I guess that's the important part. Right, let's see if the server will actually do better at the Special Stage Route 11. Admittedly, the Special Stage Route 11 thing wasn't so much the fault as the Legacy as it was for me for not holding the accelerator at the start. Then again, the turbo lag on that car was just stupid. It really was just an absolute joke on that car. Ooh, that's a pretty swanky way to take that corner, if I do say so myself. The good thing with a naturally aspirated engine, of course, is that we can stay in the power band for a lot longer at 50.6. So if I didn't have too many issues, actually, I may have been able to get under 49 seconds on that if I really pushed it. Apparently the DB7 came, actually the DB7 has a really odd gearbox, doesn't it? So anyways, in case you're wondering about the current championship standings, there you go. The Supra is beating the Griffith, so that's kind of interesting. I was expecting the Griffith to have the advantage over the Supra, considering almost the same amount of power but less weight. Oh, sorry, it may have more weight, but it has about the same power. Oh, sorry, yeah, less weight. I forgot what car I was talking about for a second. I don't know why. That apparently happens. There we go. Anyways, let's head on to our next race, Grand Valley East 2, like it was for the Legacy. So let's go ahead and do this. There we go. Start the race. Manual transmission, because why would I want to get automatic transmission? This is Gran Turismo. The automatic transmission is pretty useless. That Cosmo has the most hideous wheels I think I've seen on a car in quite a while. But there you go. There we go, past the DB7 of failure, I guess, because the Cosmo, yeah, the Cosmo is just a lot quicker than that car is in a straight line. Alright, so it really is sort of these three cars competing at the front. The NSX I was expecting to be a little bit more feisty towards the front. It appears it's more the TVR and the Griffith for battling than the NSX. That being said, I actually know the Griffith is out in front. That's one of the disadvantages of rear-wheel drive right there. A four-wheel drive car, the Legacy, I probably would have been able to save that. In this vehicle, not a damn chance. Really not a damn chance. That was not a particularly great thing to do, but hey, I guess it happens. It's motor racing. That's what happens in motor racing. So one of the cars that I did want to use during this LP, the Mazda Lantis, I unfortunately think that car cannot be used anymore. There's not really much place we can... the NSX is running a little bit wide. The NSX is in the last place, so yeah, you're not doing quite as well as I was really expecting you to. Yeah, I don't really think there's much place I can use the Lantis, because of course, after all of these cups are done, guess what guys, we've got endurance races to do. And two of them go to the same bloody place, and it's that track that I don't like, Special Stage Route 11. So yeah, I think I'm going to need to build some like megally stupidly fast vehicle for that, for those endurance races. Definitely, to be honest with you, I might just end up using like the Griffith or something, because that car is really nice to drive. That being said, I mean, I guess I can't use the... Oh, lordy, that's not exactly what I wanted to do at all. I mean, I guess I have the LM edition cars for a reason. I guess I could use one of those, but I don't know. We'll see. Admittedly, there is only 3 endurance races in this game compared to Gran Turismo 2's 7, so it's not going to be quite as much of it as a drag as those were, but it's still not going to be great, unfortunately. Of course, the endurance races are something which I'm going to be eager to get out of the way, because actually, as much as it may have seemed like this Let's Play has literally been going on for not even 2 weeks yet, we are almost finished. There is, well, the endurances to do, and then that's basically it. There's endurances, there's one more of these after this, which is the UK versus the US, and then it's endurance race time. And that's really all I have to say on that matter. I mean, yeah, and then it's just GT World Cup and boom, 17 episodes. Gran Turismo 1 is written off from the LP list, which will be pretty nice. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean, that's something. The Cerbera is... Does that say Cerbera on the front? I assume it's supposed to. I don't know. Looks like complete gibberish to me, but there you go. Either way, we do win around Grand Valley. Of course, as you'd probably expect, the NSX came in last place, and surprisingly the NSX is still running, so by the looks of it, so anyone watching the stream, or anyone actually watching at home, this is quite interesting. You see, I'm obviously going to win, there's no denying that. But you see, the next race is the decider, because it decides between the Griffith and the Supra, and it also decides between the bottom 3. That's very, very interesting. I was not expecting a finishing order quite like that after 4 races, but hey, there you go. I guess that's the unpredictability of these national championships. Again, that play credit screen still... it hurts my eyes, because it's quite late. What time is it? It is that time, okay. 16 points, dude. Yeah, I know. You have so much space. Yeah, again, like with the Legacy, I'm essentially in a position where I can just afford to lose this next race. This race doesn't actually matter. Unfortunately, I still have to beat it, because unlike in Gran Turismo 4, where I could just probably retire from this. And by the way, in case you're wondering, next Gran Turismo game will be Gran Turismo 4. A, just to annoy iJust that little bit more, and B, because I honestly want to do 4 before I do 3, because I prefer 4 as a game. Yeah, Gran Turismo 4's next, so be prepared for that. I'm definitely going to be waiting a few weeks before I attempt that one, though. But yeah, when we do Gran Turismo 4, if it gets to the point where it's just like, yeah, I've won this, I may just probably bomb the championship off in the end, because it's like, I don't need this. Right, we are doing a lot better on this race though. Hopefully that Griffith can bag himself a victory, because if that Griffith can win, well, essentially we will be golden, really, because of course, we won't be golden, but TVR will be, because the TVR 1-2 finish would prove to those pesky Japanese, which I think is what we're racing against, that yeah, we are the official awesome guys of the world. Yay. I don't know. Unfortunately, TVR's defunct at this point, so it won't really mean anything now, but I mean, back in 1998, that was the battle of the century. Did you see the Gran Turismo Sport gameplay? I did not. Honestly, I was kind of... I almost posted on Twitter earlier, like, in the stream, don't ask me questions about Gran Turismo Sport, but, I guess you're asking, and I want to be nice, so, yeah. Gran Turismo Sport just doesn't interest me at all. From what I can gather, it is 19 tracks, 37 different sort of setups, and 119 cars, I think they said. I'm not interested. I'm really not. It seems like a prologue to Gran Turismo 7, and that's all it seems like. And I'm really hoping Polyphony, or even Sony, I guess it'd be more their choice. I'm kind of hoping Sony doesn't pull the trigger and say, yep, $60 or £50, Gran Turismo Sport, buy it now, it's a complete game, because it just to me seems like a prologue to what Gran Turismo 7 is going to be, so I think I'm just going to wait till Gran Turismo 7. The one thing I was saying on Twitter, and I stand by this remark, is basically Gran Turismo Sport is basically project cars built by a competent studio who knows what they're actually doing. And that's sort of what I think the game's going to play like. I mean, the thing with me in these sort of games is I like the road cars. I kind of like the fact that they're ditching the standard cars by the looks of it, or at least they are for sport. They might be back in Gran Turismo 6. That's one of the things, or Gran Turismo 7, sorry. That's one of the things that has really haunted Gran Turismo in recent years, is the whole standard premium car system. Because, I mean, the thing you got to remember with those standard cars is those models have been around, or some of them have been around since earlier than 2001. The Lamborghini Diablo JGTC car, for example, which is in that, which is the Diablo, I can't remember what they call it in the game, but that Diablo has been around since Gran Turismo 3. You know, it was a cut car from Gran Turismo 3. It's just, it's one of the things that have haunted the game. I'm glad to see them ditching that. They are going in the somewhat corrected direction. The thing that they're really trying to do is that it almost seems like with sport, it's trying to be less of a sort of Forza competitor and more of a, you know, I guess Assetto Corsa. I mean, obviously Gran Turismo Sports isn't nowhere near as simulatory as that game, but I don't really care. I don't like racing simulators anyway. But ultimately, I'm not hyped for sports. I will see what the game is like when it's released. I'll see what people say about it. It isn't going to push me to buy PS4. No way, Jose. Ultimately, it's going to be Gran Turismo 7 that might push me to go ahead and pull the trigger on PlayStation 4. Or until, you know, some other interesting exclusive comes out. Because, I mean, that's one of the reasons I chose the Xbox One over the PlayStation 4, is I just prefer the exclusives on the Xbox, and I think the Xbox has got a lot more interesting IPs. It's got Forza, which I love. It's got Halo, which again is a series I like a lot. The PlayStation hasn't really got any of that, you know. Sure, it's got the whole Uncharted thing. I've never played Uncharted. I don't care enough to. It doesn't seem like my sort of game personally, so But yeah, honestly, sport is, I'm going to be interested to see what it's like, but I am not, you know, I'm not rushing to watch live streams or anything like that. I don't care enough, to be perfectly honest with you, and it's not going to push me to buy a PlayStation 4. But, I mean, hopefully it works well for Polyphony. It's always good to see Gran Turismo fighting fit. There is a lot of love for this series inside me, and, you know, I think ever since sort of 2004, when Gran Turismo 4 came out, you know, sort of after that, GT hasn't really... The problem with Gran Turismo has been it hasn't really just kept up with the time as of recent. You know, GT5 took forever to come out, GT6 took, you know, about 2 years longer than it should have. The thing you gotta remember with Gran Turismo is, in the time that it's taken them to go from 4 to 5 to 6, the Forza series has launched 8, 9 titles. You know, so Gran Turismo's got a lot of catching up to do, a lot of modernisation to do, so hopefully sport turns out well for them. It'll be excellent to see Gran Turismo as a sort of really credible threat again. Either way, a bit less on that. Let's go into the final championship scores. Now, obviously, I won all the races, so I win all the points. However, the Griffith did beat out the Supra, so there is a TVR 1-2 finish. The Supra ended up going in 3rd, the NSX went in 4th, the DB7 in 5th, and the Cosmo in 6th. I would have liked to see the DB7 beat out the NSX, but ultimately that's sort of just what happens. Apparently our first lap was our quickest lap as well, which is interesting. Anyways, we get 10,000 more credits, and we get a championship bonus, which will be coming up now. There we go. We of course get 20,000 credits, like we did in the last race. There we go. And we get a shiny trophy, and we get a new machine, and we're being told to check out a garage, so I guess we may as well go ahead and check the garage and see what we have in store for us. Right. Eventually it'll load. There we go. We have got a... Ooh. Oh. So that's our normal Cerbera. That's the Cerbera LM edition. Oh wait, no, it's got some interesting canards on it. I guess it's got a slightly bigger spoiler. Am I disappointed? No. Another TVR is a good TVR, but wasn't really expecting to receive that, but yeah, I'll definitely take it, certainly. Let's just quickly save the game as I do the outro. So anyways, friends, that's going to be it for Gran Turismo 1 for today. I do hope you enjoyed. In the next episode, we are going to be going for the US versus UK national special event thing, which is the final one of those to do. And then after that, we're going to be heading on to the endurance racing. So join me for my last bout of freedom before I get locked down with more bloody endurance races. Anyways, friends, I want to thank you all very much for watching. My name's been The Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.